Hey everyone, with the discussion analysis and the scenario replay analysis done, we're going to talk how to run a destroyer in defense of Newport. It is probably one of the least destroyer friendly scenarios. The only thing less destroyer friendly is obviously not being able to play a destroyer like in Hermes. And to be honest, I think it'd be rather fun to try playing, say, a Leningrad in Hermes or a Kiev in Cherry Blossom. But that's obviously a discussion for another time. Now, I'm going to pause it here. If you notice where my ship is positioned, when you take one destroyer or even two, I find myself pretty much always in this spot. So if you're a lone destroyer or even just one out of two, you'll often end up in this spot. So if you know this beforehand, you can sort of figure out what you need to do. If the first spawn is in the south sector, you would want to go out into the center and shoot AP into the broadsides of the incoming cruisers. And if they spawn in the north or center, you'll want to go out and circle back around the island to spot the ships. And if you have long-range torpedoes, you can fire your torpedoes. As you see, the first wave is in. So, the first wave is in the north sector, so I'm proceeding to go out to spot, let my teammates shoot at them, and just getting torpedoes ready to launch. Now there's one difficulty if they start in the center. If they start in the center, you don't know whether the second wave will be in the north or south sector. So you really gotta position yourself ready to go either direction when needed. And ideally, you would want to at least division with one aircraft carrier to help spot for you later on. I'll mention when that would be best. With 8-kilometer torpedoes, I'm just sending out torpedoes to slow them down, or maybe even sink one with a torpedo hit. And since the first wave started in the north, we already know that the second wave is going to be in the center, so I'm headed in that direction right now. And if they had spawned in the south, you would be able to citadel basically any of these cruisers, given the opportunity. Now with the second wave, what I like to do is I go out into the center. You'll see I'm pinging the map for my division mate in the aircraft carrier. What I'm doing is I'm going out over to that area and I'm going to smoke. So now I'm getting ready to smoke. What going out here and smoking allows you to do is you get to spot some of the ships while they come in, and then also get some good early damage on destroyers instead of waiting for them to come in. As you see, I just requested my division mates to drop fighters on the Isokaze so I can shoot it while I'm in smoke. Once the Isokaze is sunk, you can turn around and focus on the T-22, get that ship sunk quickly. And then once the T-22 is dead, with your smoke ending soon, typically I'll engine boost and head for the Ishizuchi ready to torpedo it. Here, since they replaced the aircraft carrier with a Furutaka, that actually makes things easier. I can just load AP and fire to the Citadel, do some good damage. Now, torpedo kill the Ishizuchi. Turning back to finish the Furutaka. Now, ideally, your division mates and the puppy, any random pickups that you came with would have had this Kaiser almost dead. Fortunately, that was not the case. If you watch some of the older replays I put up without any voice, you'll see that. Now, as the Kaiser is about to sink, I'm getting ready to do the next step, which is get on the broadside of this incoming third wave and smoke. Doing so allows me to shoot the destroyers, and ideally I'd want to be a little closer so I can AP Citadel these cruisers like the Alba and the Nuremberg. But unfortunately, I'm a little too far this game. And with the hot suit getting into my smoke firing range, have to move, otherwise I'll get torpedoed.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
I'm not able to use my smoke this time anymore, so I'm moving forward to counteract them closer to the perimeter. Now that's a great illustration of what I wanted to do in my earlier spot, but I was too far due to the Kaiser not dying. Now ideally, you'd want to have a little more health at this point, but this is still sufficient for current purpose. With a success, as I called it in the discussion, I am proceeding to go forward and distract the Alba and the Nuremberg. Obviously, I don't have the health to get close to the Baltimore and smoke it, so I'm going to do the next best thing. Now to pause, if you had ideally the time to just smoke over here in G6, as the wave passed, more ships would have been dead, and you could simply proceed south and try to smoke the Baltimore. Because of the circumstance, obviously that didn't happen. Now here I'm sending one set of torpedoes at the Elba, and one set at the Nuremberg. What I do is I wait till they've basically finished turning and they're on a steady speed before I launch my torpedoes. And here I'm shooting at them to distract them. Since I'm a destroyer, which they like to focus on, and I'm low health, I'm actually a very good distraction. And you can see they're shooting at me now instead of the Baltimore.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Time your torpedoes right, you can actually do that pretty often. With Baltimore safe, I'm on low health, so I'm headed back to heal. So at this point, Baltimore is safe, perimeter wasn't breached, you kill all the ships before the main attack. Unless something horrible happens, you're pretty much going to have 5 stars now. So the main thing now is heal up. If you had more health, say about half or maybe more, you could have gone out into say G7, smoked up, and shot at the destroyers. Just repositioning myself to move out. all that's left is battleships. And if you remember in the discussion video, if you don't keep these battleships preoccupied in some manner, they get bored and start shooting the buildings and the repair ships, and that's a very easy way to lose a star, even when it seems like you're about ready to get 5 stars anyway. Here I'm just rushing the Zumo. Doesn't have enough health to warrant a second set of torpedoes, so I'm saving the next set for the Bayern.
Enemy battleship sunk.
And that's pretty much Newport for you with the destroyer. With this scenario being one of the most difficult to play as a destroyer, you really need to know your ship, know what it's capable of, pick a ship that you're comfortable in, preferably a destroyer with good guns like a Fushun or Anshan or Navy has the Soviet 130s with really good shell speed and really good pen. And after knowing your ship, you need to know what you're doing. If I've been told that I run a high risk, high reward strategy. I don't necessarily feel that it is one, but it's up to you to determine if you think it is. The main things you have to remember with a destroyer is you have low detection, you have good speed, especially when you're taking one of these Navy clones, and you just gotta practice, honestly. I didn't sit down and develop this strategy looking over the map. I just sort of felt it out and thought about it as I was going along. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to know what to do, how you want to play in another destroyer. I've tried with something like a Shinonome. It's definitely tougher because of the longer reload. So if you want to try it, feel it out, let me know how it goes. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked it.